Okay, day 2, all right? After I've taken my bag off of here, everything should still be leather hard, or at least that soft, so that I can continue working on it. Now, one of the things that I did, and I brought this example back, was I added these little holes that go through the center of the vase, if you want to call it a vase or the sculpture, whatever it happens to be. And I wanted to show you a quick and easy way to do that. Do you have to do that? Of course not, okay? This is just an option of something that you may or may not want to do, okay? Any of the tubes will work, okay? Just kind of depends on how big of a hole do you want to have in your project. Is it gonna be big like this one? Is it gonna be smaller like this one? Or the other one there, okay? So, very simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get our clay out, flatten it out a little bit. I don't want you to use a slab for this one, just like I don't want you to use a slab for any part of this. We're still gonna use that smooth coil thickness, all right? So we're gonna have to roll this one out a little bit by hand. Now, one thing I can do is kind of stretch the clay, all right? And I'm gonna show you how to do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the clay down, and as I do, I'm gonna kind of throw it at an angle so that it goes like this. When the clay hits here, it's gonna stick a little bit, and it's gonna stretch the clay out a little bit, so it looks something like that. I flip it over each time, and you can see how it's starting to get a little bit longer. This is a quick way of stretching the clay out fairly evenly, okay, so that you don't have to take that whole time rolling it out and all that stuff, okay? If I want to stretch the long way, okay, I can just do it this way, coming towards me, or going away from me, all right? And you can see that it's gotten quite a bit bigger. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use the rolling pin for the final tuning here, because I've got a nice big rolling pin for this. Yes, it's a tube, however, we can call it a rolling pin because I'm using it like a rolling pin, so here we go. Okay, we can do that. All right, one more time. It's getting a little bit close to that thickness that I'm looking for. Okay, about the thickness of my needle tool here. All right, and then depending on how big the hole is gonna be, that's gonna determine how long, okay, your piece is gonna be. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut here. I'm gonna make it fairly large because I think it's gonna be a little bit bigger than I need to. Roll it around. And I'm doing this very lightly, all right? Because I don't want this to stick to the tube, all right? So I can kind of just, basically the same way we just did the mugs, all right? We just got done making mugs, so you should be familiar with this, okay? Make sure that it fits there, wraps around. If I need to, what I can do is I can also roll this on here. That'll stretch the clay, okay? And that way it'll also give me a little bit more room. And then that way I can go ahead and smooth the inside of this, or the outside, excuse me, so that this is well connected. Do it a couple of times just to make sure. Again, roll this here if I want to make sure that that's going to slide off of there. There we go. All right. So now I've got this tube, okay, that you can see all the way through. And if I bring my project over here, okay, I can attach this anywhere that I want, wherever that hole goes through. Does it have to go through the middle? Okay, like that. Not necessarily, okay. Can it be off to the side? Sure, why not? Does it have to be a perfect circle? Can I flatten it out and make it more of an oval shape or some oddball shape? Sure, why not? Okay. The big thing about this project, and the one thing that I really want you guys to take away from it, is don't be afraid to push the boundaries of what clay can do, or push the boundaries of what you think a vase should look like. Okay, that's the main thing. That's what I really want you to get out of this, because I want you to apply that to your future projects in addition to this one as well. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out where I'm going to put this, and I'll show you how to attach it in the next one.